So, most people who come to Dharma practice, who are interested in really learning about this practice and how it can transform their heart, come because they're experiencing fear or stress, suffering or loss, or maybe even closer to their own uh, skin. They feel fragile, unstable, or so sensitive that they can't meet the demands of their environment or their family or other people. And so we need some training so that we can learn how to turn towards suffering, how to work with the habits that arise when we try and turn towards suffering. Because even that move, turning towards suffering, is totally radical for so many of us. I think all of us have had many experiences of doing whatever we can to transcend suffering and to escape our body and to escape relationships when they get difficult and to meet fear with more fear or to try and brace ourselves to get through fear, which never seems to work for very long. So we need a practice to be able to have realization, but that's not actually the most important thing. The most important thing is not just to have insight or to have realization or have awakening experiences, but to actually learn how to hold our realization and how to put our realization to work. It's the same way with love. It's easy to fall in love. It's easy to love another person, but it's really hard to hold love in relationship for a long period of time. I always ask idealistic people who say, I also just came from spending a week in California, say, I just love everything and I love the world and I'm a bodhisattva or whatever. And then a flag always goes up in my mind thinking, can you love one person for a really long time? And I think it's important to be able to do both these things. And mindfulness practice and the practices we're going to explore together are really about learning how to nourish love and nourish friendship, especially to the parts of ourselves that we experience as enemy parts. Everybody has parts that are too painful to be friends with. And everyone in this room, everybody who's watching, also loves people who have parts that they can't be friends with. Some phases of our life, our work is to learn how to befriend difficult aspects of ourselves. And some phases of life, it's learning how to support other people who need to do that work. And it's not like you have to do one before the other. Sometimes one notices, at least I notice, that I'm supporting someone else in their healing and realize, oh, actually, this is an area I need to heal in also because I've hit my limit of how I can support them. So, with meditation practice, with movement practices we're exploring together, we're learning how to have space in our bodies and minds so we can love what moves through us, what we call life that moves through us. And that's one of the reasons you'll notice that whenever I start talking or whenever I sit on my cushion, I bow a lot. And I sometimes feel over time that this bowing is a practice of gratitude. And you don't always feel the gratitude. So it's a bit of fake it till you make it sometimes, which is this kind of reminder, not just intellectually, but with your body, to take this posture of actually acknowledging that I am devoted to what's actually happening in my life right now. That's this bow. And I'm devoted to what's happening in your life right now. And I'm devoted to what's happening in our collective lives right now. Oh, fear is arising? Okay. And this is called bhakti yoga, which isn't wandering around India in a loincloth, bowing at temples that grow ganja in the backyard. This is a practice of actually being devoted to what's happening in our psychophysical experience. Psychophysical is just secular language for saying the heart. Right? To be devoted to what's happening in our hearts, moment to moment to moment, and also not to hold on to it.